welcome and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. If you have not done so already, make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button and that notification bell. Why, you ask? So that you can be notified every time I drop some new heat, some new fire, some new story times. Yes, I said story times. I am going to be starting my new series on story times. I got a lot of interesting stuff that's happened in my life. Books to come soon. And I figured, why not go ahead and share it with my peeps, my people. Let me do a little couple of these story times so y'all can see what I be dealing with, what I be going through, what I be living. Y'all gonna be like, well, dang, sis, you need to write a book. I am, and is, and will. Anyway, so why not start here and get the story out there? This one particular story is not gonna be a book about it. There's no need to write a book about it. It's not that, it's serious, but it's not that serious. It's serious. No, it's serious. But it's not about me, so I'm definitely not doing a book on it. I do have a story that is gonna be coming soon, and you guys find out about it once, like I said, you hit that subscribe button, and I'm gonna drop it one day. You're gonna be like, well, dang, ain't no about the book, ain't no about the story, because you ain't subscribed, babe. You gotta subscribe. Just press the button. It's easy. It's free. It's not even on sale. It's free. Anyway, I want to go ahead and jump into this because I'm talking too much. I'm just ready to tell y'all so y'all can be like, well, damn, well, dang. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, definitely drop them down below in the comment section. I'm not too bougie. I will answer them. We can talk. We can discuss. Make sure you also follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is TEE_Naycole. That's NAYCOLE. T_Naycole Instagram. My TikTok, T Speaks One, period. Trying to get my views up on there too, so if you want to support, that's how you can support. All right, so let's get into this video. Of course, you've already seen the title, so you're probably like, well, what, huh? My family members probably already know for the most part, but y'all don't. So yes, this really happened. So this is my first story time, so let me get me some names together real quick. So let's just start off from the beginning. I worked for a law firm, a local law firm. I'm not going to say the name because I'm not trying to get sued. I worked for a local law firm in my city. I worked for that firm for about 3 years. I was a paralegal, legal assistant at that law firm. I enjoyed it. I was able to do my thing. I was able to gain experience and move on and pursue bigger and better things. So I definitely appreciated working there. So I worked there for about, I believe before this incident occurred, I had been working for that firm for about 2.5 years at that time. So about 2.5 years, I would say. So whenever my boss, who was the owner of the law firm, whenever he would want to hire a new person outside of an attorney or someone who needed to have like a license or any type of degree or anything, like any, I guess, I grew up in the church, so I want to say lay members, but that's not really it. Like any associates, receptionist, file clerk, anything like that, they would always reach out to like our local community colleges. So our local community college would have online bulletin board where they would post all of their job, like local businesses could post their opening jobs that they had around that they were willing to hire, community college students, and only the community college students were able to log in to that website and have access to it. And it was really cool because I did go to that community college and I, was looking to do something different. At that time, I had been working for Starbucks. I have a story time coming on that. But at the time when I found that job, I was working at Starbucks and I was ready to do something else, get into a different field. Legal field has always been my passion and my background. So it was definitely a good move. So like I said, back to the law firm. So the law firm put out a bulletin to get this guy to work for, well, not this guy. They put out the bulletin hiring for a file clerk in the office. Now, at this time, I had started off at the law firm as a receptionist. Had no experience whatsoever, but of course, they hired me right out of school, so they knew I have no experience. I was just trying to get my experience. You feel me? I was trying to learn, okay? So I did that. I excelled at becoming, the receptionist after my 90 days. So they went ahead and moved me into a different department. I'm not gonna go into detail of the department because like I said, I'm not trying to get sued here, okay? I ain't trying to get sued. Moved me to a different department where I was basically the only legal assistant paralegal for that department, period. I had two attorneys I worked under, but I was literally the only assistant that was working, doing all the paperwork, all the legal documentation, things like that. So I was doing that, and then they hired this one guy. Now let me see what the guy. Let me see. Of course, I'm not gonna give y'all his real name. I'm gonna call him. I knew this was gonna happen. I was planning to have a name ready, but I forgot the name. Charlie. They hired Charlie. Charlie worked in the law firm because, like I said, he applied through the website. They interviewed him. They liked him. He started working there as a file clerk. One of the other reasons why my boss had hired him was because he had experience in the legal field, which I somewhat had a kind of experience in the legal field before I started there. Just a little tiny bit. But anyway, he has some legal experience, and so he was hired first initially as the file clerk. File clerk is very simple. All the documentation comes in for the cases. You know, you go ahead and file them in the files. It's very simple. Everybody had to end up doing it at one point because it would just get so busy. So he decided, my boss, who was cheap at the time, yes, he was cheap, very, decided, okay, well, maybe I'll get a file clerk instead of having everybody else from every other department helping doing file clerk work. So he hired the guy. The guy was pretty cool. I'm trying to decide if I want to even describe him at all. Physically, no, I'm not going to describe him physically. I'm not going to do that because, like I said, the situation. So I'll explain his demeanor. So he was really chill. He was really cool. He never really gave anybody really any problems. He was really quiet. And a lot of times when people come in and they're new, you expect them to be quiet. So I didn't see anything out of the norm. I thought he was just a regular person, you know. Hey, how you doing? I'm Tiara. Nice to meet you. This is the water fountain where you eat your lunch, this, that, and the other. Like I said, I always, try to treat people fair, with respect, whether it's the CEO or the janitor. I don't care. I was ready to treat him with respect. So we're cool. We would sometimes chit chat because he sat somewhat in the vicinity of where I sat. So he would ask me questions and I would be able to help him. Sometimes he would cover the phones, or sometimes I would have to help cover the phones from the receptionists weren't there. So I was able to sometimes kind of cross train him. So he was, like I said, he was cool. We just chit chatted. He had a son. I think his son was 2, maybe 3 years old, and he had a girlfriend at the time. And, we were just leisurely chit-chatting, talking. So another person started. So a new receptionist ended up starting after he started being the file clerk. A new receptionist started at the firm. She was cool. Like I said, the same thing. I had that personality. People just like to talk to me and just tell me all they business. But I don't care because, we're going to chat, we're going to talk. But like I said, anyway, I can usually get along with mostly anybody. So like I said, me and the receptionist became cool. Went out to lunch with each other a couple of times. And then I think we ended up inviting him a couple of times. Hey, you want to go to lunch with us? Okay, cool. Let's go ride lunch together. Because he was normal to me. Normal, you normal, I'm normal. We all can just chill, every now and again, not every day. Not every day. I need my personal time. But every now and again, we would go hang out. And like I said, we all three of us would go out, have drinks. Not drinks. No, we did. We did have drinks. We did go out to happy hour-ish because the other girl didn't drink. The other girl didn't drink. But we went out to happy hour-ish. The three of us hung out. Like I said, we were cool. That's what coworkers do. So moving forward, my coworker, what's his name? Charlie. Charlie would get really weird sometimes, but I feel like everybody gets weird sometimes because, like I said, you're at work more than you're at home. So a lot of times, your coworkers, everything, everything that's going on with them, everything that goes on with people, even if you don't want to, or even if you just there one day and something just happens, you overhear a phone call or something like that. You always know all kinds of stuff about your coworkers that you don't necessarily really need to know, but whether you like them, you cool with them or not, you just do. So anyway, I noticed Charlie was started to get he was already down, he was already one of those people that were real chill, but he was chill to where he was almost like Eeyore off of Winnie the Pooh, just dopey, he was kind of a bigger guy. So I don't know if it was a self-esteem issue, because I will tell you this, There were some other females, so he was the only guy associate that worked in our law firm. There was three, I think it was three. Let me see, 1, 2, 4 other females that worked there. Not the nicest. They were kind of like the almost middle-aged mean girl crew. I don't know what that was about, but I do know what it's about. They had so this is what it is. They worked with each other and the owner of the law firm years ago, before he even became a solo practicing attorney, if that makes sense. So they worked with him for many years. So they were very comfortable in their job. They were very comfortable with him. Me, I was only there for like a couple years, so I was still, not brand new, but I didn't have the tenure like they did in the relationships they really had with the boss. So they were kind of like the mean girls. Like, they really didn't like me. I didn't really have a reason not to like me, okay? Because I was nice, okay? I come to work, I do my job, I go home. I shut my mouth. I know my mom was watching this. I go to work and shut my mouth. That's what I was taught, okay? I've been working since I was 16. Mom used to always tell me if I left the house, you go to work, do your work, shut your mouth, okay? You ain't got time for the gossiping. You ain't got time to make friends. You ain't got time to get into people. Go to work, do your job, shut your mouth. That's what I do. So maybe they didn't like me because of that. It is what it is. It's okay. It's cool. I'm there to do a job. I did it and I went home. But they were really cool. They would go out, hang out with each other on the weekends, stuff like that. Which kind of I would do with my other coworkers, Charlie and, let me get this other girl name, Charlie and Amanda. I would kind of do that with them, but we didn't know each other as long as the other mean girls knew each other. So yeah, we would hang out every now and again. And we kind of like the misfits, they kind of made us feel like. But like I said, whatever, I don't really care. I was there to do a job and go home. And if I talk to somebody, hang out a little bit, it is what it is. But we weren't like besties. We didn't call each other on the weekend, text each other on the weekend. No, if you got something to tell me Monday. Okay? Monday. Don't text or call. No, I'm joking. But y'all get the picture. Like, we were cool, but we weren't like, we had to hang out and we only eat lunch together. We only chit chat about stuff that we like, and when everybody else comes into the lunchroom, they used to get up and leave, make us feel real awkward. It was just weird. I don't know, but whatever. Anyways, that's them in their life. Like I was saying, we were all pretty cool together. And I think somebody else ended up getting hired. I don't remember who. Somebody else got hired or fired or whatever. But it was just usually like the three of us if we would go out. Me, Amanda, and Charlie. So I noticed Charlie was more down than normal, if that made sense, because he was already like a kind of dopey, like, yeah, I don't really do nothing on the weekends. I might hang out with my son, but I don't really do a lot. I don't really hang out with my friends like that. I mean, I have a couple, like things like that. He just wasn't your typical, because we were at least 22, 23. I think he was like a year or two older than me. I was like 22, 23. So we were somewhere in that area. And I'm like, well, dang, I thought I didn't do nothing on the weekends. I thought I was boring, but he really was like, you didn't really do anything. And he lived with his parents too. So maybe that had a little something to do with it, maybe he got into it with his parents or something. But he wasn't just like your normal, like, oh, I just went out here, I went there, did this, and this. Yeah, I was at home all weekend. I washed my car. And I was just like, okay. And I would be trying to hype him up because I don't know. I'm just that type of person. If I notice somebody's really like, kind of like afraid to be more outgoing or just go do stuff and just go, experience life, I'd be like, well, you go take yourself out to dinner. Go find somebody to hang out with. Go get on Facebook and get on there and make you some friends. Like, I would just try to push him, because it was just kind of sad. And it was kind of like, dang. Anyway, so I noticed he got like even more depressed, like within like a week or so. Like this one week, he just got like really down, really sad. And I was like, well, dang, what's going on? You don't seem like, yourself, which he kind of did, but it was like worse. Like he was sad, but sadder. So he was like, yeah, well, my mind's not been really there lately. Me and my girlfriend, his girlfriend / baby mom, we aren't really, getting along like that. We're really not together anymore. Now, I had never met the young lady. I think everybody in the office had met her when she came to like a holiday dinner that we had. 1 year, and that year I didn't end up going. Why, you ask? Because I had to get a second job because they weren't paying me enough, and I had to work there while they was out eating. Anyway, back to normal. I didn't go to that holiday dinner, but he had brought her. So this was about the incident I'm getting up to. I'm leading up to. I'm getting to it. The incident was, I want to say in March of maybe 2016, I think. I want to say 2016. I think it was March 2016. So that was December. So December passed when they did the holiday dinner or whatever as an office. So they had already met her because nobody thought he even had a girlfriend. They were like, he has a girlfriend? She's really a person? She's not a blow up doll? Like, they were mean. And I'm not gonna say I didn't laugh a little bit in my inside, because I was like, well, dang, you know, he's human. He's a human. You know, there's somebody for everybody out there. But they would be like gossiping about it, like, oh my God, he brought somebody. So I do remember him, you know, bringing the young lady there, and they were talking about it. So like I said, about March 2016, that week, he was just like real down. I was like, so, you know, what's going on? What's the issue? You know, he's like, well, you know, she's just done with me and she's ready to move on, and I don't really want to move on. I've been trying to work on things and try to figure out what we could do to get back to it, and she's really not trying to hear that. And this young lady, I think she was a different race from him. Like I said, I'm not getting into detail for that because I'm not. She's a different race. She was from another country. She was from a whole other country. Very wealthy, from what I heard, very wealthy family. Okay, in there. And she was well taken care of. From what I heard, she was a nice, pleasant young lady, because like I said, they had been gossiping about this young lady when they met her at the dinner. So I was like, well, you know, me hyping them up. Okay, well, that's cool. If that's what she wants, then maybe you should move on. Maybe you should go out and maybe hit you a couple of clubs, like lounges or something. Go meet some people, get out and go do some things. Maybe they'll get your mind off. Maybe you'll meet somebody in the long run. You know, maybe you're not looking to meet somebody, but if you go out, you might meet somebody. You never know. You just never know. Again, me trying to hype him up. And he was like, yeah, but I really, you know, I'm just really sad about it. We have a son together. I just want us to be a happy family together. So, you know, I would sit there, I would listen, because you could tell he just needed somebody to talk to. He didn't really have a lot of friends. So when he came to work and he told me about it, I listened. I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm working, but I can hear you. I can multitask. Oh, that's a typewriter. Yeah. So that's how we do him. And we pretty much maintained a pretty decent, you know, work conversation. And I wouldn't say relationship, because it wasn't even, no. Work buddy situation. And he would also get, what was that name of the other girl? Did I name her Amanda? Amanda, he would also talk to her. Amanda was very religious. So Amanda would sometimes give him, you know, encouraging advice, inspirational advice. Mind you, I missed this part. Now I just thought about it. Charlie was an atheist. He said it from point blank from day one. I'm an atheist. I don't believe in anything. I was like, okay, that's cool. That's fine. You do you. I'm doing me. I know what I believe in. But it don't matter, you know? I didn't push him or force it or whatever. But the other young lady, Amanda, she wasn't really aggressive about it, but she would, you know, you knew she was religious, and she made it very clear that she was religious. She didn't give a hoot if it was church, work, but school. She gonna let you know. She represents Jesus Christ all day, every day, which is good, which is great. It's cool. But like I said, she would try to give him inspirational quotes, Bible scriptures, things like that. So I thought that was cool that he would actually listen, because when he said he was atheist, I was like, oh, okay. I never knew one of them before. But, you know, like I said, to each his own. So, like a week went by. So after that conversation I had with Charlie, a weekend was coming up. So the weekend had came and went, and Monday morning, I think it was like a Monday, early week came up. I was like, hey, Charlie, what's up? You know? Good? You feeling a little better? Did you go out and do something, you know? No, not really. As a matter of fact, I got in an accident. And I was like, you got in an accident? Are you okay? What's going on? What you mean you got in an accident? He's like, yeah, man, I got in a car accident because I was daydreaming. I was driving and I just would start daydreaming. And I was thinking about everything that's going on. and I didn't realize the car was in front of me, and I ran into the back of him. It wasn't that bad, but I ran into the back of him, and I was like, well, dang, you need to get it together, because it's not cool. Like, you know, your son could have been in the car, you could have been hurt. Did you hurt the other person? You don't know. You know, this is state of Florida. Anybody get hit. You can hit somebody with a bicycle in the car, and the person in the car will claim that they hurt and want to sue you. Florida is the lawsuit capital, okay? It's the capital of fraud too. But it's the capital of like suit. I'm like, you gotta be careful, man. You don't want to mess up your life. You know, what if you would have killed somebody? What if you would have, you know, really hurt somebody or something like that? You know, if they file a lawsuit, you're gonna be in trouble. So I'm just trying to explain to him like the severity of like you being not completely there while you're driving. I'm like, that's not cool. He was like, yeah, it was minor damage. And I don't remember what ended up happening, if they got insurance involved or not, because the whole incident happened like literally a week after him doing this. And like I said, he was continuously still very down, very mopey, just telling me like, you know, he was just depressed. And then he told me, I think maybe the day or two later, he was like, yeah, so I found out that my baby mom, the reason why she's really cutting it off completely with me is because she did find somebody. She has a new boyfriend. And I was like, oh, okay, now I'm putting the pieces of the puzzle together. This is what you're so depressed and upset about, because she's really moved on. Like, she wasn't just like, oh, I'm done, and then go back with him the next day. No, it was the I'm done, I have somebody else, we're done, that's it, I've moved on. And I was like, well, dang. He was like, yeah, he's in the military and he's this and that and the other. And I guess, you know, maybe she told him. I don't know the sense of how she told him, if she said it, like sat him down and talked to him about it face to face, like, let's have a little heart to heart. Or if it was a, well, like, well, yeah, that's why I did it. I don't know. Either way, it doesn't excuse what's going to happen. It doesn't excuse. There's no excuse. It's no excuse. But anyway, we're gonna get into that because I'm getting hyped already. I'm trying to get through this story. So apparently the other guy, the girlfriend's baby mom, I'm gonna name her, I don't even know her real name, so I can't even make it Susie. So Susie's new boyfriend was in the military, and he was actually coming to visit her. So, because I think he lived like in a different state or something. He was coming to visit her, and I guess that's why she told him, because she didn't want, a situation coming where it's like awkward, where, hey, this is Charlie, this is my new boyfriend, da da da. So, she did the right thing. Let him know, I have a kid. Our son's gonna be around him, this, that, and the other, giving him the preliminaries, which as you should, because that's his kid and whatever. So it's respect, and she was being respectful. So he's got really, really, a lot more distant, a lot more quieter, as if he could get any more quieter. He would always say like little things, and it took the incident that I'm gonna tell you about shortly here to happen for me to really think about it, for me to really like put two and two together. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I always hang out with just all kinds of people. Sometimes people just say stuff and you don't think much of it, like, oh, I just slipped my wrist today. I'm gonna run this guy over with my car. Oh, I'm gonna, like, people say certain things and you just don't take them seriously because you're like, you're just playing. Man, bye. You ain't really about that life. You ain't gonna do this. Oh no. Start taking people seriously, especially when you notice a change in their behavior. Let me say a drastic change in their behavior. Pay attention to stuff like that. So he would say stuff like that just throughout the time that we worked together, and I'd be like, okay, whatever. Oh, you're gonna kill the whole house? Okay, kill your house. Not saying you're gonna do it, but I just didn't take it seriously. He seemed normal to me. He was quiet, but hey, it is what it is. I didn't take it as anything serious. I mean, do you think I'd be going to lunch with a crazy person that I know crazy in my car? No, ma'am. No, sir. Absolutely not. Anyway, so a couple weeks progressed, and I think he started to realize more, from on my end, this is my thoughts. I'm thinking, okay, well, he's starting to come to terms with it, like, whatever. He's coming to terms with it. It is what it is. He's, gonna get over it. It's just like a regular breakup. You would get over it. You just co-parent. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I hadn't been through I don't have any kids, so I don't know how that whole co-parent thing works, but I'm like, okay, well, they're just gonna split up and go their own ways. So one day, I want to say this is maybe a week or two, like all these things that happen like back to back within weeks time span. So fast forward to March, like I want to say it was like maybe mid-March. It was like around spring break-ish time, and I think it was 2016. I want to say it was 2016. I really want to say it was 2016. 2016. So, talking to Charlie, because Charlie, at this point, Charlie is no longer being a file. He's no longer a file clerk. He's moved up to work hand in hand with me in my department, because remember I told you guys I was the only person that was in that department handling the whole department. So my boss had promoted him from being file clerk to helping me out, being assistant paralegal on my end, helping me out. So we working hand in hand. I trained him at this point, taught him what we need to do, how we need to do it, and he's giving me his ideas. I gave him my ideas with his legal experience. Just cool. Hey buddy, you type this up for me? Okay, cool. You type this up for me? Yeah. You send this out, you mail this out. We were cool, working cool. So then one day he came into work. He was upset. He was real pissed off, but he didn't really say anything. He's like, oh, whatever. Hey, what's up? Like that was how he would always say hi. So I didn't think anything different. Like, hey Charlie, what's up? Hey, how are you? And me, I'm not a morning person, so me just saying, hey, how you doing? That's a lot, okay? It takes a lot of coffee to get me that way at 8 o'clock in the morning, okay? But it was Charlie, I hung out. Me, Charlie, and Sarah, I think her name is Sarah, hung out. We've gone to happy hour together, all three of us. We've gone to restaurants together for lunch. We all cool, so at least I'm gonna speak to you. Hey, what's up, bro? So the day progresses. About 10:30. Mind you, Charlie and I work together, so I can see him when he gets up and leaves. He can see me when I get up and leave, because our cubicles are facing our back to each other like this. My desk was here, his desk was here. We were back against each other. So I remember him saying, hey, I gotta leave for a minute. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, because we worked for this one attorney and he was insane. And he probably would have been asking about where he's at. So, hey, let him know I'm gonna go out. I'm back. I'm like, okay, cool. I gotta handle something. That's what he says. I gotta handle something. I'll take care of something. I'll be back. Okay, cool. Back. About 10:30. Back. All right, see you. Peace. So one of the mean girls was like she was a family member to the boss. And so like if we had to leave early or something like that, because we didn't really have like an assigned supervisor or nothing like that, because it was a small firm. We didn't have like a supervisor. Like we didn't have any of that. So we would just tell her like, hey, I'm gonna be late on Monday. Hey, I'm gonna take a longer lunch today. Hey, I gotta run out real quick and do something. We would just let her know. She would let him know if he asked. Bada boom, bada bing. So apparently he went and told her, hey, I gotta go handle something right quick. I'll be back. Again, thinking nothing of it. Just like, oh, okay, cool. No worries. Okay. Didn't say where he was going, what he was doing. Nothing. Me, like I said, thinking nothing of it. Mind you, I got my headphones in. I had my headphones in, just jamming, getting it at my desk. Whoop, whoop, get ready. When is lunchtime? What am I eat for lunch? That's just me. So about, I want to say 12. I think I went to lunch at 12. No, I went to lunch. I used to go to lunch. This is my trick. I used to go to lunch at 1, because if I went to lunch at 1, my lunch was an hour. I got back at 2. The day was about over. I only got 3, 4, 5, and I'm out. I'm out of there. So that was my thing. Let me go to lunch at 1 o'clock. Go to lunch at 1, come back at 2. So I remember going to lunch, and I went to lunch, and I came back in. I saw some police officers in the lobby of the office, and I'm like, what's going on? Okay, maybe something in the neighborhood. We worked next to some banks. The building we were in was in a bank. Okay, whatever. Nothing fazed me. Like, I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm going back, sipping on my soda, go back to my desk. listen to my music. Boom, 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 listen to my music. Apparently, the police that came and they were looking for Charlie. Hey, they asked the receptionist, hey, where's Charlie? The receptionist, of course, asked the lady who we would ask to leave early or whatever. And she was like, yeah, he said he had to go handle something and he's not here, you know. Oh, okay, well, we're looking for him. If you see him, you know, let him know we're looking for him. Okay. And she was like, all right. Goes back to her desk. They thought it was odd, but nobody really made a big deal out of it. So I want to say about 3:30, I'm listening to my headphones, minding my business as I did. That was how I got my work done. That's just how I do when I'm in the office. So the attorney I work for, let's call him Butthead. Butthead comes over to my desk and he's like, oh my gosh. And let me describe Butthead to you. Butthead has red hair, 2 big buck teeth, a big old butt in the back. His butt was huge and looked like he had on a diaper. So it was like a big old wide woman behind, and he was a man, but it looked like he had on a diaper because his boxers would be all bunched up in the back, and he walked like a duck. Butthead. Didn't like him, wasn't friends with him. That's a whole other story time about the day I went off on him. Okay, people are still laughing about that, and it's been over 7 years. Okay, Butthead. So he comes over, he comes waddling over, and I'm like, what you want? Take your headphones out. What you want? That's how I talk to him, because that's how he talked to me, okay? That's how he talked to me. He's like, you didn't hear what happened to Charlie? I was like, no, what are you talking about? What do you mean what happened to Charlie? What? He left early. I know he had to go handle something, but he's like, come here, look at this on my desk. Come look at my desk. Come to my desk. Come look at my computer. And I look in the computer. This fool is on the news. Why is he on the news, you ask? Let me explain to you the scenario what I see on the computer, then I'll go into why he's on the news. So he's on the news. There's a picture of him standing out in the ocean. Not all the way in the ocean. He's at the beach in the water. About halfway. So far as in the ocean to where you can still stand and the water's not coming over your head. So he's about maybe here or maybe here up deep in the ocean, in the water. Now this beach is, trying to get too much information. This beach is where the fancy people go. This is on an island somewhat in my city. This is where the fancy people go. If you want to come and see the fancy people, the rich people, the mansions and the yachts, you go to this beach. It's smaller than the others. It's a lot of fancy people, mansions all around. It separates us from bridge. Okay, I could give you more details, but if I do, it's gonna blow up the whole cover. Anyway, so he's out there in the ocean with a knife, not a regular knife, not a butter knife, not a hunting knife. He has a full-on butcher knife in his hand, holding it to his chest. This looks like a damn movie to me. Holding it to his chest, and he's gonna kill himself. He's gonna kill himself. He's sorry, he's gonna kill himself. Meanwhile, there's cops surrounding the entire freaking beach, standing there trying to talk this fool out of the water, number one. Number two, there's sharks. So there was, like I said, this is around spring break time. There had been several sightings of sharks in the area coming up to shore very close. And they've been saying, stay out of the water, be very careful, pay attention. So that's number two. Number three, there's children out here. This is the middle of the day. There's people, there's children, women, and people everywhere. And you're standing out here in the ocean with a knife, a butcher knife to your chest. So you're going to kill yourself. So like I said, he's just there and they're having a sound off. And I mean, this has gone on for hours apparently. So here's the backstory. Comes to find out, Charlie left the office and drove about 35 to 45 minutes south of the office to yet another ritzy area, goes to the store, purchases the butcher knife. Let me rewind it. The reason why Charlie left work is because him and the baby mother, don't remember what I named her, I'm so sorry. Him and the baby mother got into it over diapers, him buying diapers or something, supplies for the baby to go to daycare, the little kid. They got into it. You're not paying for this. You should have bought this. You should have brought this to them. He needs diapers, wipes, this and that and the other. So I guess they got into some type of argument via text message or over the phone. And that's what prompted him to leave the office. Like I said, back again, 35 minutes, he drives south, goes to this area, purchases a knife. It's on camera seeing him purchase a knife. Purchases the knife, drives over to the baby mother's house. Mind you, baby mother has already warned him and said, hey, I'm gonna have company over. We're no longer together. I have a boyfriend. He's gonna be coming to visit me soon. Said boyfriend was there as he arrived to baby mother's house. He busts in baby mama's house with the butcher knife in his hand in broad daylight in this ritzy area. He and, I believe, don't quote me on it, he and the baby mother get into an argument. She's telling him to get out of the house, leave. What are you doing here? Why are you here? Get out, get out, get out, get out. Boyfriend is upstairs or somewhere in the home and hears what's going on. He rushes downstairs. Him and Charlie get into a fist fight. They're fighting back and forth, fighting. Mind you, Charlie still has the freaking knife, butcher knife, not a small knife, not a little tiny butter knife, not a plastic knife, a butcher knife, full on butcher knife. They're fist fighting back and forth. Baby mama's trying to break them two up. Charlie decides, you know what? He's getting the best of me. I'm just gonna stab him. Charlie stabs him several times. One in his chest, of course. Charlie then decides he's going to stab baby mom multiple times. Not 1, 2, 3 times, baby. This is in the double digits. So this is rage. This is anger and rage and a crime of passion. It's despicable. I think the baby was at daycare. Thank goodness the baby was not there to witness such horror and disgust. But so then, like I said, apparently a neighbor had heard the commotion and called the police. Charlie hops in his car, butcher knife in tow, probably blood everywhere, all over his shirt. Just ridiculous. Hops in his car and calls, what's her name? What was her name? Was it Susie? The girl, the receptionist who was one of the people that we hung out with. He calls her and she doesn't answer because, of course, she's at work receptioning like she's supposed to. Calls her and screaming and yelling and crying on her voicemail. I'm sorry. You're going to be so mad at me. I can't believe I did this. I'm sorry. Sorry, don't fix it. Sorry, you should have kept your damn hands where they're supposed to be. Not on nobody else. So then apparently he allegedly calls a friend, tells his friend what he does. His friend tries to talk him into turning himself in. And instead of turning himself in, he decides he wants to go to the beach in the middle of the day. Butcher knife at his chest in the water where sharks are, where children are, bloodied, ripped white t-shirt, and stand there in the ocean as if he's gonna stab himself. Boy, if you're gonna stab, can you really stab yourself? I don't think you can. But anyway, he was threatening to stab himself. So basically he stood out there for hours and hours and hours. Eventually they were able to talk him off the ledge or whatever you want to call it. They book him, put him in jail. The office is in mayhem, chaos at this point. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's like scared because we're like, oh my gosh, he could have came back to the office with that knife. He could have came back with that rage. I mean, he's quiet. You never know what's going on in people's mind because mind you, he's supposed to go somewhere and come back. So everybody's really freaked out at this point. Like they changed the lock on the security door, like locked up everything. Everybody was just disgusted and terrified, ready to go. So by then 5 o'clock rolled around and everybody, left and, settled in for the night. I think I ended up going to school. I had a test to take that day. So I ended up taking the test that day and then I ended up, check, because I'm, like I said, versed in the legal system. So I know a lot of things, how to look up certain things online. So I look and I see that they had finally taken him in and he was arrested. Now, go to sleep. Of course, it was hard to go to sleep that night. Go to sleep, wake up the next morning and check the news, the local news. Come to find out The young man that Charlie stabbed passed away. They were doing emergency surgery on him, and he ended up passing away. Mind you, he was a military man. So now the charges just went from attempted murder to murder, because he's gone. He's deceased. Just horrible, disgusted. I was disgusted the whole day. I could barely work. I didn't feel comfortable being in the office. It was just this weird, eerie feeling that I had over me, and I just could not shake it. I didn't even feel comfortable going to go to lunch. So I was like, well, what if they let him out? Knowing in my head they probably won't let him out because it's murder, but like, oh my God, what if they let him out? He'd come looking for me. He'd say maybe, I should have not talked him into moving on. Like, you never know what's going on, because like I said, he seemed normal. He seemed okay. But heck, you don't know what's going on. This is a monster we're dealing with. This monster sat across from me every day. What am I supposed to be thinking here? I am like, I got something the lights on that night. I was freaked out. So, like I said, I found out that, we found all out. Because everybody had, like I said, kept checking online and looking at the news. Because this made the news. I think it made national news. Could have. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but it made the local news and everything. So he ended up passing away, and then we just had to try to put the pieces together. I think our boss had said later on, like a couple weeks later, that that Charlie wanted to let him know, thank you for the opportunity for working there. It was so weird. Thank you for the opportunity for working there, and he's so sorry as to what happened, this, that, and the other. And it was just weird. It was creepy. Like, I don't know. They changed the locks and stuff at the job, but it was just a somber month, I would say, like, of just a lot of stuff going on. And then it got to the point where some people were like, make jokes about it, and I was like, that's not something you would joke about. See, that's why I don't talk to y'all now. That's why I don't be around y'all now, because y'all are heartless, soulless, senseless. I can't, no. I would put my headphones in and just try to keep myself away from that. Long story short, this video's getting long. Young lady, baby mother, young lady did end up surviving, thank God. She was hurt really bad. I think he stabbed her so many times. I think it was in the multiple numbers, meaning over 10. It was crazy. They ended up going to trial, and I ended up following it even after I stopped working there. They ended up taking it to trial. I think he was pleaded not guilty. Yeah, he pled not guilty, and like all the things that they charged him with, which is I think first-degree murder, premeditated, and then attempted murder on the young lady, and then I think like burglary or robbery or something like that. And come to find out, he was like talking crazy stuff to her. He had told her before he was gonna ram his car through the house and beat her in the head with a baseball bat. This is off of the transcripts from the court hearing, the trial. And he would say stuff like that to her all the time. Nobody really took him seriously. And unfortunately, something like this happened. Somebody lost their life. A young child lost their father forever, because they charged him with life. He was sentenced to life. I think he tried to appeal it like recently, like 2020 sometime, but of course they denied it. He was, like I said, less than 30 years old. He was older than 21, but less than 30. So his life is done. That's it. A little boy lost his dad. This young man lost his life, and of course, he was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. He had nothing to do with that. And this other young lady's traumatized for the rest of her life. I mean, she had stab marks on her chest, her face, her hand. Just God bless her. Hopefully she can put that behind her and she can move on positively in life. Never got a chance to meet the young lady, but I just pray for her, and I pray for her kid and the family of the deceased. It was a crazy situation. I never thought I'd experience anything like that in my life. That's the type of stuff you see on Lifetime, you see on TV. It was insane. I still think about it sometime from time to time. And I've read through, like I said, the transcript, the arrest records and stuff like that. And he was trying to say that he was being provoked, and he just snapped. It was the moment. Like, it was crazy. And I'm like, how the hell can you justify what you just did? Like, I don't even understand, but it is what it is. He was fighting for his life, I guess. But anyways, y'all, that's that. I just want to tell you guys that story because, like I said, it was crazy when it happened. So me sitting down telling people in person, it was crazy. So I was like, why don't I share this story with you guys? Terrible outcome, horrible story, but at least I got to share it. Listen, somebody starts saying stuff, crazy stuff to you, go, leave. Crazy stuff like what this guy would say. Don't take it for granted because you just never know what they might do. People are crazy as heck out here. I hope you guys enjoyed my story time. Like I said, I plan to do many more story times because I have a lot more stories to tell you guys. Not everything's gonna be so sad and somber. But I do have some more stories to tell you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, let me know by get me some likes out there. Likes. Click that like, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, smash that notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I drop a new video. I'm trying to get back into going into my videos, do my videos at least once a week. I'm trying to stick to it. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned because I got a lot more to come, and smooches. Bye.